Today it's all about the Continental TKC80. I will compare them a bit with the Continental hybrid tires and also with some other off-road tires from another brand. And I will talk a bit about the on and off-road performance and for which kind of tour I will definitely choose this tire again. So first of all, I'm gonna start with the Onroad performance, and therefore I'm gonna compare the TKC80 with the hybrid tires, the TKC70. We already did a review about the TKC70. If you haven't watched it, check that out, it's on our YouTube channel. So on the one side we have the TKC80 and on the other side the TKC70. We directly noticed the TKC80 is a knobby tire compared to the TKC70, which is a hybrid tire and more or less built for on-road and some light off-road. If you remember the TKC70 review, I was really impressed by the on-road performance of the TKC70. And if we now compare these two tires, the TKC80 are around 90% of the leaning angle and also the curve stability like you have on the TKC70. And that's really impressive for a knobby tire and also make me sometimes to forget that I'm on knobby tires. Here's a little fun story for you guys. When I drove the Stilfersjoch, I had a little meetup with a Porsche GT4, and when we got both into the first corner, my front wheel slipped away. No worries, I didn't drop the bike, I was alive and still on the bike, and I had to calm down myself and say, hey, you're on knobby tires, relax a bit. But yeah, that's really impressive because you forget that you're on knobby tires. So the on-road performance is pretty okay for an off-road tire if it is warm and dry. But if it is wet and cold, the whole situation is changing. By the way, this was a question we got many times on Instagram. If it gets wet and cold, the front wheel is very slippery and you have to be for sure a bit careful here. That's normal with this kind of tires. With knobby tires it's always the same. They are not that good wet performance as hybrid tires are. And the TKC80 are not really the game changer here. So if you're now watching this review, I'm sure you're super excited about the off-road performance. And I want to give you a better idea about what we did with the TKC80. We drove the Sardinia and overall it was really doable with the TKC80. There was just one section where we had to quit because the gradient was super steep and it wasn't possible to go up there with that tire. Maybe, but I'm not sure, maybe it would have been possible with the Mitas E10. But what I can say for sure, it wouldn't have been possible with the TKC70. So here we have the three different tires. We have the Mitas E10, the TKC80 and the TKC70. Another thing which is much difference between the off-road tires and the hybrid tires is the self-cleaning. And there's also little difference between this Mitas E10 and the TKC80. If you now have mounted the TKC80 and want to keep up with the Mitas E10, there's a little tip. Let out some air pressure. I'm now here in the front on 1.5 and in the rear on 1.8 bar, and it's nearly the same with the normal air pressure on the E10. So overall the TKC80 are pretty solid tires. Compared to the Mitas E10 they are a bit worse, but the durability on the TKC80 are much better than on the Mitas E10. The Mitas E10 lasted around 1,500 kilometers and the TKC80, which I have mounted in Sardinia, were around 2,500 to 2,600 kilometers, which is a big difference. The front tire is also really important. The front tire is now on 5,500 kilometers and will last minimum 7,000 to 8,000 kilometers. The durability of the TKC80 is an advantage of what I see the tire for. I see them as the perfect tire for a rough off-road tour with some nice curvy roads in between. So a good travel tire. As always, this review is based on my personal experience. If you have now any questions or specific questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you soon on another review.